All right, what's up? We're back from our shower. I might just keep going tonight. We got our scale ticket. We are 2380 kg on the front steers, and we're 4300 on the rear. So we're within spec for our axle weights, but we are overweight on the total GVWR. We're only allowed 6378. We're 6680. So we're over by 300 kg. Now, I have 300 kg in the box of the truck of just tools and stuff. I still have 1,030 kg I could put on the trailer, so I think that's 2,200 pounds. So I'm gonna remove all the stuff from the box of the truck, like all my tools and stuff, because they all weigh about, I'd probably say 600 to 700 pounds. I'll put it on the trailer. I'll take all the weight out of the box of the truck, and then that should put us legal. Put more weight on our steers, and then when we fill the slip tank up, because I am definitely going to be doing that, because here it's $1.36, and then in BC it's like $1.99. It's like 60-cent difference. So right now our total weight is 14,720 kg. So it's good. We're allowed to have 15.5 on the truck legally, because we're allowed to have 14 plus 20, 34,000, which is 15,400 and some kg. So I'm gonna get a hoodie on, or not hoodie, but I'm gonna get my stuff on, and then I'm gonna go for a reweigh, because it's only $6 for a reweigh, and yeah, we'll get this all done, dusted. We'll get the weight off the drive so we can fill our slip tank and make ourselves legal. I've already called and got our permits for Alberta, so they should be coming in soon, hopefully. BC, I have to wait till I have to stop at the border pretty much. I can't go into BC without permits for our weight, so we're gonna have to wait till 8 a.m. BC time. So we're about 4 hours away from Jasper, where it's literally the last spot you can stop. You can turn into Jasper National Park and sleep there, or you can go all the way to the BC border, where there's a pullout, and you can go there. There's cell phone service there, so we're gonna have to make that work and get our permits from there. I think we're probably gonna be about, depending on how many liters of diesel we put in. So when we do our reweigh, we'll know how much diesel we can put in our slip tank. We'll measure it out. And right now, we're gonna fill the truck as well, because we're at, I don't know how much it's going to take to fill the truck, so that's why I'm wondering, because it's best to fill the truck off the slip tank and then kind of do the math off that. I don't know, we're going to figure it out. We're going to leave ourselves some wiggle room, but not a lot. So we're just going to make everything all legal. We're just going to move some weights around, and not too difficult to do that. We have the weight to move. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right, so we just did a reweigh. The first weigh in was 2380 kg on the steer. On the drive axle was 4300. On the trailer we're 8040. Now we're 2390. We gained 10 kg on the front tires. Some of you might be confused how that works. When you remove weight from the back, the weight transfers to the front, and vice versa on the trailer. So if you put weight on the back of the trailer, it think of like a banana. It arcs, right? So the more weight you put in the back of a trailer, the more drive weight you have on the steers and less weight on your drives. So that's why it's important to balance your loads. But we lost 200 kg on the drives. I had 480 pounds worth of fucking tools. I carry a lot of tools with me, but tire chains and all that other shit is a lot, okay? So legally speaking, we're 6490 on the truck, and I think that's legal. No, it's not. So it's not legal. We're still overweight by 50 kg. But the truck is so GVW is 6371 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then the drives and the steers I'm not over. So The steers are good for 25.6, I believe, and their drives are good for 45. So we could put almost 1,000 pounds in the box again. And if I put it in fuel, 30% of that is going to transfer over because my slip tank's almost in the center of the truck, so it equally puts pressure on everything. So we should be fine to fill the slip tank, and by the time we get to the BC scale house, that the first one we hit, where they're going to check permits, we should be underweight again for the total GVWR. From what I understand, now that I'm classified as a big rig, I know it's funny as fuck, but when you put a fifth wheel in a truck and your truck's over 6,000 kg with a tare weight above 4,000 kg, in a video coming soon how that explains, you're now considered a semi-truck. So I'm the same as them. So I could super B on this truck if I wanted to. I could run tankers. I could literally hook up to a step deck, although it wouldn't fit on my truck. But yeah, I'm classified as a big rig, so I could do all the big rig things, except I don't have the weight carrying capability. Maybe when I get 19.5s. But we have 12,000 pounds of carrying capability on the rear tires. We have over 6,000 pounds. I overweight my tires, so that way we're never pushing anything too hard. But in my opinion, 14,700 kg, mint. And we can find out how much it's gonna weigh for us to put fuel in. I believe I used 1, 2, yeah, I've only used 230 liters out of the slip tank out of the 450 that goes in it. So our slip tank's half full, and we're just burnt just over a quarter. So we're at 3/4 full, just over 3/4 full. So we could probably put 30 or 40 liters of diesel into the truck, about 200, so there's 250 liters of diesel. I think that diesel's like 2.6 pounds per liter. So it's like 500 pounds of fuel. I'd have to look that up to make sure, but we're good to go. We are good to send it, I think. My gut says we're good to go. I just gotta do my logbook, gotta do a pre-trip, and yeah, we're pretty much gonna get to the border of BC tonight because, well, we need permits. So we already got permits for Alberta. I could do my own. That's the good thing about Alberta. Maybe BC's like that too, but because I'm a non-resident, maybe that's why. In Alberta, I can log in on my computer, type in what weight I want to exceed to, and I could just go boom, 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 pay the $20 fee, and Bob's your uncle. It's done. So first thing we gotta do is, since we're over the weight limit now, we have to plug in our ELD, which sucks. Okay. The world of compliance. That'll take a minute to get booted up and connect to the phone. Oh, there's an update. So yeah, if you're hauling anything over 11,793, they want you to have an ELD to haul anything more. So I have an ELD because I am technically registered for more. At least I was. I had to derate it because of the fact that prorate is so far behind on stuff right now in Alberta that it was not feasible for me to actually get on there. Alright, well, I'm going to start all my pre-trip stuff, get the ELD set up. I'll be back once I get it all done. Alright. Okay, we're good to go. ELD set up, connected. For the first time in its life, it actually fucking worked. This ELD is hit or miss if it wants to work some days. But we're good to go, so we're going to hammer down and get out of town. It's pretty straightforward, drive through the Yellowhead. And like I said, we're going to stop in Atchison, fill up the slip tank on the truck. We'll probably burn off at least a tank of diesel just getting to Jasper, or where the pullout is. So that's going to be 200 pounds of diesel, or 150 pounds of diesel going right there. And like I said, the next stop would be Kamloops. I think that is the scale that's the closest to us. Maybe Barry or Roy wants to say hi to us, who knows. And that's where we're going to stop, because we got to pull permits for the morning, and without those we are shit out of luck, boys. Alright, we're off like a herd of turtles. Let's go. And I can tell I have less weight on my drives because my lights aren't so high anymore, which is nice. But yeah, no, we have 4 hours ahead of us. We'll get there probably about 2 a.m. Do a reset for 10, and we'd be home for, I would say, at least I think I'm going to be home for about maybe noon, 2 o'clock. Then we can take the rest of the day off, and then we gotta go rip off to what is it, fucking a Soyuz, and pick up a Mustang, which we don't no longer need a logbook for that, so which is good. Which is weird. This not having to run a logbook and having to run a logbook is completely fucked because it's always doing a reset. And the last guy that did my inspection, he saw that one of my he's asked me because I have a ELD. He's like, you know, you don't need to run a logbook. I was like, I do if I'm over this weight. And you have to check the logbook. And it was weird because it was from Whitecourt to Grand Prairie, the 3.5 hours. And he was like, what the fuck? He's like, you've done like 2,000 more kilometers since then? I was like, yeah. Like, this is the requirement. I don't know. All right, well, everything's tied down. Everything's tight. We moved a bunch of weight off the truck, and you can feel it because the shocks are shot the shit in this thing. I need new shocks. I can tell when I hit the brakes and I come to the stop, the truck keeps bouncing. So she's due for some shocks, and I've ordered some. So we'll see when they come in. Yeah, so you can tell when I'm hitting bumps, the truck just keeps kind of bouncing. It's not forever. Like, it's not like a fucking tire sitting doing this. They're tired. They're not holding themselves up anymore. They're not leaking or anything. Actually, I think the back ones are sweating. I don't think they're leaking per se. But I ordered some Fox 2.0s. I had those on the white truck, and they could handle a trailer, man. They were great, actually. Not gonna lie, they're probably the best shocks I've ever bought for hauling. So it's kind of funny, an off-road shock, but man, they were able to handle everything we threw at those and more. So it was great. But welcome to Edmonton. We're going to Atchison right now, which is on the opposite side. You head towards Jasper, and it's right there on your left. There's a petrol pass. That's where we're going to fill up the slip tank and stuff. And then we are, we're going to bomb out to Jasper, and we'll find a place to park there at the border. And then we'll wait for the morning and call in our permits. I think the permit office opens at 8 a.m. BC time. It's going to be 9 a.m. our time, or 9 a.m. our time is when we can call and get our permits. And then it's an hour to Valemont, and then it's I think it's another 2 hours or an hour to Clearwater. There's a bunch of places. Like, it is what it is. We gotta call a customer tomorrow. I just received his text, like just now. Apparently, he asked me that 2 days ago to pick up some tires from Clearwater to Calgary, which we can do. It's a couple $100 right there. You ever think about blowing shocks too, or at least worn out shocks? The ride's pretty rough. Normally in a dually, when you have lots of weight on them, they tend to ride like a Cadillac, but this one is just not. Shocks can't dampen fast enough. So, oh well, we got new shocks coming in. They'll be here hopefully next week. Same with the ATS transmission thermostat bypass, and some other stuff that we're going to do to this truck. Because the ASIN in my other truck, that thing is fucking minty. But this thing has a 68 RFE, and she's not so minty. This transmission is, she likes to slip. I can tell you that right now. When you're climbing a hill in 6th gear and you start going up and you turn off cruise control, because you should not climb in cruise control. If you're climbing mountain hills, don't use cruise control. Always use your own foot, because then you're not going to shell shock the system, because the truck doesn't give a if you like right there, see, the truck doesn't care, right? It literally it'll go like this, like, oh, we're dropping down 17, which is where you want to climb a hill up, because that's where your peak power is going to be. And then you drop down 16, it's like, next gear, $3,000. It bangs it off the fucking rev limiter, and it shock loads the whole truck. And you don't want to do that to your truck, okay? the hill, you judge what you think you need. If you need fourth, you slow her down till you get down to fourth gear and you punch it in fourth. And just let it wind out in fourth and let yourself climb the hill and come slowly down. And as you go below 2,000 RPM in the Dodge trucks, just start coming off the throttle, or else it's gonna jump itself up to the next gear. Start coming off the throttle and coast yourself up, and as you get down to like 1,500, 1,400 RPM, if you're climbing that steep of a hill in fourth, bump and get a third gear, come off throttle, hit third, wait for it to engage, and then give her go again instead of shock loading the system like cruise control does. It's not healthy. It doesn't help the truck at all. It's just gonna break stuff. Anyhow, we're on our way to Atchison. We'll see you guys when we get there. All right, we are done fueling up. We're in Atchison already. We're Petro Pass here, and I found out how much a liter of diesel weighs. 0.79 kg. That's how much a liter of diesel weighs. So I just put 250 liters of diesel in. That topped up everything. I had to force 250 liters of diesel into everything. And yeah, so she took all 250 liters, which brimmed it up, which was adding 197.4 kilograms. So that's the good thing. Not too bad. We're on the road now, so the weight that we lost we put back on, but it went to the front axle as well, so it's not that heavy of a deal here. So we'll probably put an extra 50 kg on our steers, which is fine, and about 150, maybe 140 on the drives. And which we'll burn before we get to the next available open scale. I know there's a scale in Hinton, but it won't be open this late at night. Nice little truck there. No, actually that Hinton scale, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, I haven't seen that thing open once in my life. I've never seen that scale except for in the summertime where they do the boat inspection. That's the only time I've seen it open, for boat inspections, but never for the actual scale. So maybe you guys who drive Highway 16 a lot going through Hinton are like, oh, I see it's open all the time for me. I drive that highway weekly for like the last 2 fucking years, and I have yet hit a scale on it. It's like the one here in Atchison. There's one here, you turn right, and then you go off the off-ramp, you go straight down, and there's a scale there. In the almost 30 years I've lived in Edmonton, I've not once seen this scale open. Not once. It's nutty. Either way, we're loaded up. We're making our way downtown, hauling ass, moving fast and homebound. What in the fuck is that? Here. We got us a rice rocket, boys. Look at that spoiler. Look at that. The guy has a fucking light bar of red on his spoiler. Look at that. He hits his brakes and it turns off. Oh, that is a unique piece of equipment, sir. Alright, holy fuck, she's noisy back there now. Hey, I figured I saw that. Figured it'd be funny for you guys to see. Trying to be a hypercar with a giant fucking red, big, like, running brake. It's not even a brake, it's a running brake. Like a running light. Well, it wouldn't take much to make that a brake light, too. Said when he hits the brakes, it turns off his running lights. So I think he has some wiring issues in that car, buddy. I can't get upset, though. I was the same way. Except my car wasn't a ricer. I had a Sylvia S14 when I was fucking around. So, and that was fun. That car was awesome. I sold that car. Regret selling it. I wish I never sold it. Because that car, knowing what I know now, oh, I sold that car for like $7,500. I bought it for like $3,500. And today, because it was like a mint condition fucking S14, it would have been so worth like $50,000 wanted another car, a little two-door sports car. That is my plans. I told my wife that already. I said I'm going to be buying myself another sports car. Don't know yet. Might go for a Subaru, maybe a Nissan, maybe a Toyota. I don't know. We'll have to see. Something Japanese and cheap to fix. Because, yeah, muscle cars, I like them. They're not cheap to fix. Unless it's an LS platform. The Hemi's expensive. I'm not a Ford guy by any sense of the means. Unless it's classic Ford. I cannot stand the direction Ford has gone lately. I respect their vehicles. Like, their cars are fairly nice. And their trucks are cool too. But I'm not a fan of the Lightning. I believe it's false promises. I'm not a fan of what Ford does. I never had a problem with Ford until 2009-ish. When they told their customers, when they started saying that military grade and started showing off like military grade aluminum and military grade this, and started using the big words, military grade, built Ford tough, all that shit, immediately I lost all respect for them. I refused to buy another Ford product because of the lies. Military grade, I'm gonna tell you right now, with the experience, military grade means the 3 cheapest bids. That's military grade. So, I don't know. They're a fucking whack job company as it is. But yeah, we're gonna run the road now. I'm gonna turn the time lapse back on, and we'll see you guys when we get to our pullout. So we went over to scale last night. This is for Rat right now, and we need to pull a permit for Alberta as well because I never left. So we're doing that right now online. We're getting our overweight permit. Yeah, that's all good. I was getting too tired, so I just passed out here at the scale just outside of Edson. So it's good. Number of days 1, commodity, auto. Automobile carrier, auto carriers hauled on fifth wheel auto carrier. Automobile carrier. Okay, next. Plate CTM. There we go. Payload weight. It's 6,300 kg. Total gross combined weight is 15.5. Next. Alright, going from where to where. So, we are wherever the hell we are. I don't know where the hell this is. But we're going to do today. I don't know where we actually are, so I'm gonna have to open up Google Maps here and have a gander. Be right back. Alright, we just got our first permit, which is good. That means we're working this weekend. and we're legal, so we're good to go. Well, I think I auto-approved because I don't have any violations, so my company's not under review here in Alberta. So that tends to mean that they'll let you apply for a permit as long as it's not anything different than what you usually do. They'll let you go through automatically. Had to find some addresses though, which was kind of annoying because I'm on the side of a road and the scale doesn't have an address. So anyhow, I'm gonna go do a pre-trip right now and check everything. Then we'll get on the highway. See you in a minute. All right, everything's good on the pre-trip. Let's turn off all these lights now so we can actually see what's going on here in the interior. Everything's all good, so no issues to report. So let me update my logbook and I'll be back. All right, we're ready to go, ready to party. I wouldn't be surprised if we get pulled over in the next 10 minutes. A peace officer sat here pretty much just staring at my truck for like 15 minutes while I was getting my permit, and then left, slowly creeping out. So something tells me that he's gonna be up the road waiting for me and wanting to have a conversation. Don't know why. It happens sometimes. Cops get excited about us hotshots. It is what it is. Yeah, let's get this turned on. We're legal. We have all of our permits. We have all of our paperwork. I will record me calling BC because of the fact. Brakes work. Brake check. That works. Yikes. Did I pull this cable out? How does this one work? Yeah, e-brake works too. Did I just break that? No, it's not broken. Okay. I gotta get used to that. The ELD, the way it's positioned, is right where my e-brake pedal is, where the wire goes across, so I can pull on the actual fucking wiring harness. I don't run it enough to realize it's there. All right, we're off. Everything's legal. Everything's tied down. It's gonna be a good day. I'm going home today. Get to sleep in my own bed tonight. Nice. Oh, that's why. Like, why is this truck like trying to hold gear, like changing gears so soon? It's like, bro, it's not in tow haul mode. That explains why. Yeah. Oh, that guy's checking me out. The guy who just passed the car hauling. He just like, his face is just like, Yes, 40-foot hotshot trailers are like driving a Lamb. This setup in Alberta is equivalent to driving Andrew Tate's Bugatti, okay? Everyone stares because they don't see it that often. Most guys that run hotshot here don't run a 40-foot trailer because they don't want to get prorate. So a lot of the guys, they run a smaller trailer so they can just run a gooseneck ball on a single wheel truck. So when you see guys like me running a humongous trailer, the longest you're allowed to have, at the same time as a dually, and it's all new equipment, like a brand new trailer, 2023 Rainbow, and like a relatively brand new truck. Not brand new, but it was new to me, and it was really good shape when I got it. So, and then you see two heavy, big ass SUVs and trucks on the trailer, and a bunch of tools and stuff, and they're going, holy fuck, that's a lot. Because everyone thinks the Suburban weighs 10,000 pounds, and a Ford F-350 weighs like 12. So when they see a trailer haul, they look and go, huh? It's like when I got pulled over once. This was last year, around summertime, I think June. I was hauling two Ram 3500s. Regular, like old ones, like 2003, 2005 or something like that. Quad cab short box. And didn't know they made them that way, but they did apparently. Or the guy changed them out to be that way, I don't know. But I was hauling two of them. I got pulled over immediately by a guy who was like, you can't haul this much weight on this truck. Nope. And I was like, okay. And he's like, we're gonna go to the scale, see how much you're overweight by. Flip around Yui, go around to the scale, and went across the scale house, and he didn't follow behind me, he was behind me. So, and I drove over, and they gave me the green light. They're like, proceed. The fucking guy in the scale house just said, proceed. And I was like, so I parked anyways. And the guy in the scale house is like, I told you to go. You're good to go. Why are you coming in here? And I was like, I was pulled over, but that's the cop. And the other cop walks in. He's like, there's no way he's that light. And he's like, what? He's like, the GVWR in that truck says like 11,500 pounds. He's like, And the CVC officer had to explain to this guy, and it kind of broke his mind when he said it. He's like, that's how much you can like carry, including itself. That's not how much the vehicle weighs. And the guy just like couldn't process that, and he was just struggling. They end up arguing, the cop and the RCP officer and the CVSE officer there. I've just sat there like this. Yes, sir. I'll sit here in this chair silently, sir. Please don't fucking look too closely at me, sir. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. But, yeah, so we're on our way home. And we'll see you guys as we go along. I'll turn on this time lapse as well. I turned it off last night. Didn't think it'd be important to record night sky. Well, the GoPro can't pick up the stars, so it is what it is. We're gonna hit a little bit of snow apparently, according to a buddy of mine who just went over this pass. Got a hold of him on the radio, so he was just telling me he saw me sleeping, and I heard him on the radio, so I started talking to him. He woke me up actually. It's almost 10 o'clock. So he woke me up and was like, "Hey, Steven, you're on the radio," because normally you don't sleep at a scale. Normally you just don't do that. But last night I was getting too groggy. I was like, I need to go to sleep. And yeah, so I slept at scale. I'm not scared of sleeping at scale. Some guys refuse to because they know their trucks aren't like 100% on the up and up. Me, I don't care. My trucks are always on the up and up. I take care of them, so I'm not having blown out lights or flat tires or bald tires or anything like that. So it is what it is. But anyhow, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Permit, shall we? Turn off the truck because we don't need it on. Alright, let's get this permit done. It's gonna be crazy.
Welcome to the British Columbia Ministry of Transportation Permit Services.
Number 2.
Your call is being transferred. One moment, please. Your call may be recorded.
I love this. It doesn't take long to get a permit, you'll see.
BC Permit Center.
Hi there, I need to get a non-resident GVW increase and an IFTA fuel tax, please.
Okay. Have you had any permits before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what's the license plate number, please?
Charlie Michael Tango 5491, Alberta plates.
Under Stephen LaFrance?
That's correct.
Okay. Am I speaking to Stephen?
Yep.
Number, please. Email it to the one on file. You're legal on your weights and size, I'm assuming.
On my axles,
Just the GVW increase?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you want the permit to start?
Started today and end on Monday.
Okay, I have a 2017 Ram.
That's correct.
And how much weight do you need?
15.5.
Do you use a unit number?
No unit number.
Okay. Where are you starting from?
The border of British Columbia at Jasper National Park.
Okay. Where are you heading?
Richmond.
Back out the same way?
Sorry?
Are you going back out the same way?
I'll be under my registered weight. So my net registration is
Okay,
11.7.
so just one way?
Just one way, yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you?
That's everything.
Okay. So your permit comes to 139.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me know when you're ready. I'll transfer you to Ice Pay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Please enter. Thank you. The credit card has been registered. We'll now return you to the advisor to complete your order.
Do you want your permit number?
Yes, please. Give me a sec here.
Sure.
Okay, what's permit number?
Both of them will start with...
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. That's it. That's all she takes. We should get a confirmation of the fuel taxes, and they just came in. See, that's all it takes. It doesn't take much. Now, if you're wondering why when I was typing in my credit card and all that, you just hear beep, it's because I know some of you are smart enough to get my credit card number off the tone differences. So we got our permits for today. They end Monday, which is good. So let's see what it actually costs us. So a non-resident permit, because I am technically a resident of BC, but it's not my primary address, it's my secondary address. Alberta's still my primary address, so technically I'm a non-resident, but if you're registered over, or if you go over 11,794 and you're registered for that, and you need to go into BC, either you have to have prorate or you have to pull a non-residential permit. That's what we pulled today. For $15.5, costs $139 for the total thing. The single trip, non-residential commercial with the no insurance required because I have financial responsibility. I'll explain that to you guys in a little bit in another video. $53 for the non-residential, and for the carbon tax or motor fuel tax, which sucks. I know I am paying for it, but I technically filled up in Alberta with the slip tank, so I'm not stressed out about it. And that, it came up to $86 for the fuel tax. So from there, I believe they're charging me, because from here to Vancouver is, I don't know what it is. I'd have to check. Give me a sec here. From to Richmond, because that's where everything is. Richmond. The good thing about the BC people here, it's not crazy. All right, so 793K, and we paid how much? $86. So by 793. So we're paying 10.8 cents a kilometer just in fuel tax. Which is fine, because fuel is $1.99 in BC right now, I think in Kamloops it might be 175 at the pump for petrol pass. That's pre-tax, by the way. So in reality, us paying 10 cents a kilometer, which bumps our fuel from 33 cents a kilometer to 43 cents a kilometer, whereas we bought it at $1.70 something pre-tax, you're actually saving 17 cents a kilometer. So I bid this into the job, I bid it into the price, and that's what we do. Now we're legal. Anyhow, I'm going to switch back to the phone, put the time lapse back on, and we'll continue talking on the phone side. All right, we are good to go. We are refueled. You just dropped 100 kg of weight already because of the fuel. Like I said, time we get to a BC scale where I have to weigh in, we'll be way under our weights that we need to be. We're not overweight, we're just overweight on the GVWR of the truck by like, I think 50 kg or something like that. So now we're not. We're perfect weight now. So I still got us for, holy fuck, stop chucking. Come on, good traction. Change gear. Thank you. I'm not a fan of the 68 RFE, I'll tell you that right now. It's not like my other truck where it hooks. This one has a lot of slip. There we go, okay. Speed limit's 90 here anyway. So, yeah, so we got all of our permits, we got everything we need, which is excellent. We're perfectly within our weights now because we burned off all that fuel last night. I pretty much passed out just outside of Edson. We burnt about 10 liters there last night because I slept for 9 hours. It's almost noon our time, but it's 11:40. Well, it is noon our time. It's 12:45 our time. It's 11:50 or 11:40, whatever it is, BC time. They're an hour behind us. So as we cross the border there, it'll tell us to change the clocks back and it'll be noon. And then we'll be home in roughly 4 or 5 hours, which would be freaking awesome. And then we're off to Soyuz tomorrow, so that'll be in another video. And this video will continue as well. It will end today when I get to the house. But we got all of our permits and everything, so everything's all good there. We're gonna be legal. We'll see when we get to the Kamloops scale. They pull us in. They probably are. They love pulling us hotshot guys in because we're an easy inspection. But everything's all on the top and on the up and up. So chances are they'll run my plate. They'll see I got a permit and everything else like that. And they'll probably give me the green light and slide me on through. If it's even open. It's Saturday. Those guys don't like working late on Saturdays, so they close at like 3 p.m., sometimes 4 p.m. And then there's other times they'll have one scale house open, but not the other side. I've seen it where they've had both sides open, and then they leave it like 3. Or they have just the one side open and they stay open until like 9 o'clock at night. So it comes down to a bunch of scenarios. But we got our permits. We are on our way. We did go to the border. I will be honest, if you saw the time lapse where I had to turn around at the border, because there was no cell service. Usually there's cell service there. Usually I have 3 bars of 5G there, but there was nothing. So something must be up with the tower, or they must be working on a tower somewhere. Because there's one just like somewhere around here in this mountaintop. You can't see it because it's foggy right now, but usually there's one around here where if you get to that border, because that's where most wide loads, that's where most semi trucks pull over and get their permits, right, when they need to, or they'll sleep there and get their permit in the morning. So the fact that there was no service there was kind of odd. So they must be working on something. Like right now I only have like 1 bar 3G. Normally I have 5G 3 bars all the way through here until you get to the ticketing office there, and then for a little bit after that I still have 5G, and then you get to where the old pipeline is, and then you lose service. But I don't know what's going on with that. So kind of weird to me. Oh, the tower's up there. It's up that mountain. It's tall. So yeah, I found it kind of weird that I didn't have service there. So I turned back around and go to the pullout, which is the secondary Alberta pullout. Just before you get to the border, there's that big pullout by the water there with the bathrooms. That's where we just had to pull out. We had 2 bars of LTE there. Again, normally I have full bars there. So, and when we were having a conversation with a customer, he was having a hard time hearing me too just now. I was just talking to a client. And the permit office, I didn't want to touch the phone because we had 2 bars of LTE. I was like, I'm going to leave it on speaker because you guys wanted to hear it. and I left on speaker with 2 bars, and it kept dropping between 1 and 2 bars, and you could probably hear it in the call that the music that she had in the background was dying off, and I could barely hear her sometimes, and it was cutting in and out. So the service was hit or miss for sure. But either way, we're legal, we're on our way. I said that about 8 times now. I apologize for repeating myself. I'm still getting back into the hang of this video recording stuff, so the roads are clear, so it's not too bad. It's nice. But we'll see you guys in Kamloops, or when we stop next. We'll see. We just did a safety check and a refuel, so we should have enough fuel to get home. And the trucks and stuff hasn't moved. One chain was a little loose for me, so I tightened her back down. Either I'm stretching a piece of metal on the frame, or the chain is just, it shifts. As those things shift, they get into their happy place, and you just tighten it down. And once they get, like after the second adjustment, they don't tend to move. You can beat them with a hammer a couple of times, but vibrating gets them right into their happy place, and that's what it is. So, but we're gonna go through our tie down loads in a future video here. Again, subscribe. We are gonna do a whole video series on how to get into Canadian Hotshot, how to get all your paperwork, what you need, what you don't need, don't waste your time on these things, buy these things, all that. I was supposed to release it last year, but they changed all the rules on us, and I don't mean like a little bit like, oh, you can't do this, oh, straps changed this. No, they changed the whole fucking game on Hotshot. We're no longer like logbook free if you're over 11,794. We used to be where if you're over 11,794, you ran paper logs, which everyone could run 2 logbooks, or you could make things work. You could, what people refer to as playing with their coloring book. That was the common reference to it. Oh, I gotta play with the coloring book and get another couple hours of drive time. And you would alter your book to make it work that way. And so now you have ELDs, they're mandatory, you have to have them unless you have a truck that's older than OBD2 ports, I believe. And then like there's emission stuff now for other provinces, not for Alberta. They just said to that. There's a lot of stuff that changed, and I wanted to get accurate information for you guys to make sure that I'm giving you the most up-to-date and accurate information, as well as the sources for said information. That was the big thing for me. I don't want to sit here and tell you something. I want to tell you something, give you the source for that information. So if you ever use my video as a reference, you can pull that link and go to the CBSE officer or CBSA and go, hey, look, yes, I watched a video on it, but here's the link, here's the information for it. Because there's federal rules and there's provincial rules. When it comes to the truck maintenance and CVIPs and stuff like that, that is provincially. There's no federal. The one thing you're going to find in court, when you go to court, this is mostly retained to people who have Alberta trucks, because everyone else is kind of similar except for Alberta. Maybe Saskatchewan would be different, I don't know. But when it comes to deletes, they tend to pull you over and give you tickets and stuff for the delete kits. And they tell you that you can't have a delete, you need to put the emission systems back on the truck. However, in Alberta you're allowed to, and there's I don't think they call it clemency, but there's like a allowed term where they give you what's the diplomatic immunity. That's the closest I can think of right at this moment. It'll hit me after I turn off the video. Diplomatic immunity for a vehicle that's not from that province for your commercial safety and all that. But some RCMP, CBSE, you won't get a ticket for it from CBSE. Very rarely you might if he's a new guy or you pissed him off. But mostly it's RCMP that pull you over, that give you the deleted truck tickets when you're allowed to be deleted. Those are the guys who don't know the law. And so far in my experience with talking with other people who takes them to court, these guys, they write the ticket, they get told by Albertans, I'm allowed to be deleted. They then turn around and go, okay, they go to court, they don't show. These guys don't show up for court, the ticket gets dismissed. Now, what I want to do is I subpoena the officer that gave me the DPF ticket, and I called him as a witness, which means that since I subpoenaed him and I called him as a witness on the trial, he has to show up. He cannot avoid court. If he does, he has a warrant for his arrest. We have it in writing. So this guy is not very happy because his supervisors called me, a couple of other officers called me, and their prosecutor called me, wanting me to just accept to drop the charges kind of thing, because they realized that once that officer gets into the courtroom, what the fuck are you doing, you fucking Pay attention. Stop watching Netflix, you fucking idiot. Dump truck drivers, fucking useless. Not all. You know what I'm saying. Anyone who's a trucker in Canada, you know what I'm referring to. I'm not gonna say anything else. Anyhow, I want a clear cut, because there's no law yet that has been put in provincial court that Albertans are allowed to have a deleted truck, okay? Because we are legally allowed to. However, every time I've looked up the case law, I've looked up a bunch of cases, they've all been dismissed, or that they have been canceled, or something like that, okay? Or you have guys who just paid the ticket and fixed their truck. They have not had a single case yet, at least from what I could find, where the judge ruled in the favor of the diesel owner with the deleted truck from Alberta, because they just dismissed the ticket. They don't show up to court, or the guy just pays for it and just calls it a day. I could just pay for it and say fuck it and just keep rolling, but I'm doing it out of principle. I did everything that the lawyer told me to do, so that cop is forced to show up to court. He cannot skip it, which is why I'm getting calls every fucking day around 3 o'clock asking if I can drop it, asking if we can do this. Hey, do you mind if we just drop it? Oh, we need to reschedule. Oh, nope, there's no rescheduling. Trial date is set. He needs to be there. It's as simple as that. He has 6 months to clear his schedule. I don't care. I don't care if his wife is having a baby that day. The fact that the way the guy treated me during the traffic stop is exactly why I put a subpoena on him and called him as my own witness, because now he has to show up or he gets arrested. And I will have nothing but freaking laughter to find out that he has a no bail as a police officer. He's enforced the law, he's not above the law. And because he didn't listen to me in the traffic stop, he, instead of showing me the respect and going, hey, maybe this guy might be right, maybe I should educate myself on this and look up the laws and look up the CVIP stuff. No, he gave me some fucking lip. He gave me attitude and treated me disrespectfully, so now he's gonna pay the ultimate price for fucking around. Or as people say, fuck around and find out. That's just how it's going to be for that guy. He's gonna go to court, he's gonna get embarrassed, and he's gonna be upset, and he's not gonna be happy, and wah, 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 all the way to the fucking bank with it. Because now once I get that judgment, guess where that judgment's going? It's going on Facebook. It's going on every trucker forum. It's going on everything. I'll have my wife spread it across all the load boards and everything. And they can print it out, laminate it, and keep it in the trucks when a cop says, oh, you're deleted. Here you go. It's already been fought in court and won. It's on the side of the complaint on the defendant. Here it is. Can't write me a ticket for it. Stop wasting my time. And then we'll see everybody start registering their trucks in Alberta. Because BC has a bad habit of flexing their little pinkies, thinking, oh, we're better than the rest of the world. They're the BC's the California of Canada, okay? They think they're the shit, just next to Ontario. They think that they are the fucking God-all, be-all, the best of the best, but they're the dumbest fucking people you ever come across in your planet. People from British Columbia, not all, people from the lower city side who have no clue how reality works. They think they understand how the real world works as they jump in their electric cars and they drive to work 2 kilometers, and then they're the ones who are trying to force us to all have EVs, and they're trying to force us all to stop using oil and all these other things. They're just so naive and ignorant to how things work in the real world. Like, people with EVs don't realize that they actually damage the environment more than an emissions-based vehicle. My diesel truck being deleted for 1 million kilometers produces less emissions than your Tesla. Period. It's as simple as that. And people don't understand that. They can't grasp that concept. Go look at a cobalt lithium mine or anything like that. Go look how the batteries are made. Go look at the materials that are required to build a battery and look where they're mined. My truck wasn't built with child labor. My fucking truck didn't leave a giant hole in the fucking planet. Mine is fracking, and it comes up out of the ground, and when you literally drive through it, and you cannot see the difference. Oil sands, people always say, oh, oil sands kill the environment. Well, no, if I can take you to like 500 oil sand sites and camp on them, you would never know that they were oil sites, period. Especially when oil comes from Canada, it's responsibly extracted, and then the environment's put back. Like, you would never know. I could take you down, actually, if you drive from Jasper to Edmonton, you pass like 500 fucking oil sites right off the hop. And you'll see still a couple there, still working. When it's done, it's all gonna be there. Oh, my nose is itchy, I hate that. I gotta get that sorted. anyhow, back to the point here. Yeah, you guys with the EVs and your batteries and all your technology shit that you want, just take your fucking hypocrite ass and walk down the fucking block, because it's the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen in my life. And then they, like, look at this, what is it, the Tesla Semi? They got excited, like the Pepsi company got one, and they're running it, and now it's like, oh, we might be switching back to diesel because they're not reliable. Who knew? Well, it's all under warranty, but like, people don't realize this when they say, oh, the EV has a 1,000,000-kilometer warranty. That's great, but if you're down for half of your fucking year fixing your truck, you made no money. You lost money. That's the thing about trucks. With your EV car, goes in for warranty work and it's out for a couple of days, that's fine. Like, you're not making money with that car, okay? With a semi or like a hot shot truck or like a heavy duty truck, those trucks are not bought to daily drive. They're bought to work. Well, there's some people that buy a heavy duty truck just to daily drive to the grocery store, but most people, these trucks are work trucks. They earn money. They make money. If they didn't make money, people wouldn't buy them. Like, I wouldn't have a Dodge 3500 dually to go to the grocery store. It makes money. It makes me $500,000 a year. And if it didn't do that, it wouldn't be in my life. Okay? Straight up, I'll tell you that right now. It would be gonzo, buddy. So yeah, in the real world, if these people from the city actually moved out into the real world, they would understand this. I was one of them, okay? I'm not gonna come here and saying that I'm a fucking guy, I'm a redneck, okay? I came from Edmonton, okay? I moved from the city to the countryside, and there was things that I didn't realize are a necessity in rural Canada, okay? Straight up. Like, for one, a firearm. Everyone in their mind's like, you don't need guns, you have police. If you call 911 after 6 p.m. where I live now, they literally tell you, we'll be there in 50 to an hour. That's like code 3, lights on, sirens racing to your house. That's how long it takes for them to get there. What do you think can happen to a person in a 50 to an hour? In the city, you call, they're like, oh, hello, yep, 5 minutes away. I guess not in California, because you guys fucking hate the police. Now you're paying for that. Well done, you played yourself. Same with New York. But, yeah, no, there's, these fucking liberals need to fuck off and just get a grip on reality. Their narrow-minded view on society is just so fucking bad for their health. Like, they all listen to echo chambers, they all fucking do their thing, and they lose their mind constantly about, oh my god, the fucking country has emissions, buddy. Like, come out to the countryside. We don't have emission problems. You notice how it's all city issues? Like, you come up to where I live, you can see the stars at night, and you can see the Milky Way, you can see all that stuff. There's not pollution out where I live. The reason why emissions is so bad in the city areas is because there's so many goddamn of you living in such a small square footage. That's why. Society was never meant to be bunched up like that. We never were meant to be crammed into skyscrapers. Like, come on. Why do you think we have villages? Like, look at the UK, that's a prime example of like all these little tiny villages all connecting to each other. They were never meant, society was never meant to be as big as it is. And I think, yeah, okay, in the big cities, have your EVs, they're perfect there. But anywhere else outside of Canada, like anywhere outside of Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Ontario, Toronto, things like that. As soon as you go far north, like anywhere north, like as soon as you leave Hope, okay, EVs don't work, okay? They don't cut it. Like, you're not gonna have an EV in Prince George and be successful with it unless you're just driving locally, okay? You're not gonna go, hey, I'm gonna jump in my EV and go from Vancouver to Prince George in a day. That's not a day job. In my truck, that's a day. Not even, it's like 9 hours in my truck. And I can do it in one shot, one tank of diesel, okay? Whereas an EV has to stop in Chilliwack, Hope, Cache Creek, 70 Mile House, 100 Mile House, Williams Lake, and maybe Quesnel, and it might get to Prince George. When I say might, because there's no fast chargers from Quesnel to Prince George. And if it's really cold out, if it's minus 20, you ain't making it. you'll die on that highway, and there's no cell service on that highway either. So, a little rant for you guys about the EV stuff. Doesn't work, it can fuck off. It's not relevant. I know they're saying they're gonna stop selling gasoline and diesel vehicles as of 2030. They'll realize, just like California did when they said 2030 we're gonna stop selling gasoline vehicles. Now it's 2035, and then in 5 years it'll be 2040, and then in 5 years 2045. Because you just can't. The power grid's not there. We're already like over 5% of our power usage for what our grid can handle. Like, come on. These people are just they don't think. These people are just so naive and ignorant to how everything works that they think that power just magically appears. It doesn't. But like all those people, like so here you go. Most countries, US and Canada is also a part of this. The best and emissions-free power generation and least environmental impact is nuclear. But because of Chernobyl, nuclear is horrible. But they'll allow power dams, which fucking destroy places, because you dam up water, you flood places, you take water away from others, and then you kill fish, you kill birds, you kill all these animals to have a hydro dam. Windmills, they only work when the wind works, and they kill birds. It's not uncommon to actually see birds get hit by them. So they don't work, and they only work when they go. And solar is great till the 25-year mark, when everyone sort of has to recycling those panels and no one has a market for it. Whatever, I'm gonna rant on forever about stupidity. I'm gonna save your eardrums here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. We have a nice easy drive today. It's not too bad.